Hello and welcome to Stone County Optometry. I am Dr. Thomas and today I will be your optometrist. So, first order of business. How are you doing today? Excellent. Have you got any exciting plans for the upcoming week? Good. Excellent. Yes, well, we here at Stone County do want to ensure that our patients and clients are a little more than just eyeballs to us. So, of course, our focus is today on your vision and the health of your eyes, but we also want to make sure that there's that personal connection that ensures that I'm looking at and focusing on the right areas to ensure that you lead a very healthy and, more importantly, clear and in focus life. Perfect. Alright, so on the topic of vision, how are your eyes today? How is your vision? Okay. Have you noticed any substantial changes over the past couple of months to a year? Any significant blurriness or difficulty focusing for the eye? No. That's always good to hear. Do you know of any existing vision troubles that you might have? Any myopia, hyperopia, which is of course nearsightedness or farsightedness? Okay, so a little bit nearsighted. Okay? No, that's no trouble. Alrighty. Perfect. Well, in that case, let's first start with just a quick examination of the eye. So if you could please remove your glasses for me. They're very nice, but unfortunately I have to get in close for this one. Alright, I'm just going to be using this little magnifier. This is an ophthalmoscope, and it's just going to allow me to see through your eye to the back of your eye and check on the health and function of your retina. So if you could please open up your eyes very wide for me. Thank you. And first, we're going to start out over here. Good. Excellent. Alright, that looks healthy. And over to the other one. Good. Excellent. I'm not seeing any significant redness, swelling, discoloration, anything of the sort, which is always a good first step. Now, you mentioned a little bit of myopia, which is nearsightedness. So first we're going to do a little bit of a vision test to ensure that that hasn't progressed or worsened to a point where you would need a new prescription for your lenses, okay? Wonderful. So I have right here the trusty dusty optometrist's vision chart. Now, I'm just going to hold it like this, and I will point to a couple of lines that I want you to read with your glasses on, please. And then we'll do a couple of lines with your glasses off, okay? So first, glasses on, please. If you could read the second line for me. That's this one. Good. I didn't expect that there would be any trouble, but you would be surprised. Some of our more elderly clients and some born with significant vision troubles can have difficulty reading the second and third lines, even though, to you and I, they seem quite clear. So, next, if you could please move to the fifth line for me, please. Good. Down to the seventh. I'd like you to read that backwards for me, okay? So starting at this end, over to this end, please, okay? Good. Alrighty, and finally, if you could please read the eighth line. Just normal. So, left to right. Good. Okay. Sure. No, that's alright. Doesn't seem to have worsened significantly. I took a look at your paperwork before we met, but perhaps a slight lens change, and we can address that when we go through the diagnosing process, okay? Perfect. Now I'd like you to please remove your glasses, okay? And if you could please read line 5 backwards for me, okay? Okay. So this is significantly harder. That's okay. You did have a little bit of a stronger prescription. Not the strongest that I've seen by far, but a little bit stronger than perhaps someone who just needs readers, or just a very slight prescription to see perhaps the blackboard from the back of the classroom, okay? So, that is expected. That is okay that was a little bit difficult for you. I'll just put this back if that's all right. Excellent. Now that we have kind of just briefly assessed your clarity, ability to focus, I'm just going to run a few quick tests to ensure that the eye is functioning properly, okay? So, once again, I'm going to use the ophthalmoscope, and I would like you to please focus on the light as I move it from one end to the other, back, up, and down, and then there'll be a few more additional instructions I have for you, but we'll leave that for a surprise, okay? Good. Now, if you could please just focus right here at the center. We're just checking the tracking of your eyes, okay? Perfect. We're going to move this way first. Good. And this way. Excellent. Once again, please. Good. And back. Excellent. Now, back to center. Up, please. And down. Good. One more time. Down. And up. And back to center. Now what I would like you to do is just focus on the very tip of the utensil, the implement, as it's going to get closer and closer to just the spot in between your eyes, okay? I want to make sure that your eyes are able to focus on an object for a period of duration, and then to snap back to neutral, okay? So I will ask you to focus on this until I want you to then look right at my nose, okay? So you're going to focus on this until I tell you to look at my nose, and then I'd like you to look at my nose, okay? Perfect. So focus right here, so it gets closer and closer and closer, and good. Hold that for me, and look at my nose. Good. We're going to do that one more time, okay? Right here at the tip. Closer and closer. Closer, closer. Good. Sustain, and look at my nose. Excellent. Everything seems to be in order as far as your eye function and tracking goes, okay? Essentially, what we're doing is we're making sure that the muscles that are surrounding the eye and are able to move it are all in good working order, that we're not experiencing any type of lazy eye or restless eye syndrome, where an eye is not able to maintain focus or is snapping back to neutral before we would like it to. And we also want to make sure that there's no stuttering or skipping, that the eye is smoothly tracking a target from one side of the head to the other without moving the head. And that was perfect, okay? So you did great. No issues there. Wonderful. Next, a little bit of a standard test, but an oldie and goodie, as they say, which is just a quick colorblindness test. Colorblindness affects predominantly a male population because it is carried on the Y chromosome, the genes for red-green colorblindness at least, though there is a significant portion of the population that is affected that is female. So, I'm going to have you look at these cards and just tell me what the number is at the center, okay? So for instance, for this one, you should be seeing a 7 and a 4. So you would just tell me 74. Do you see that all right? Good. On to the next one. What's this number? Good. All right. And this one. Okay. Any difficulty with this one at all? You seemed a little bit hesitant. Okay. Yeah, no issue. I always get those confused when they're a little bit smaller as well. What's this one? Good. Yep. 3. And this one? This one is a little bit of a tricky one. Good. Okay. And I think we're getting close to the end. How about this one? Good. Yes. This one is more sensitive. So we're getting into the trickier cards. And how about this one? You're right. I was trying to trick you. This one does not have any numbers on it. Just a bunch of random swirls and squiggles. This is intended to make sure that nobody's cheating, obviously, but then also that you're not seeing a number that shouldn't be there because you're picking up the blue or the lighter red as being part of the main green there, okay? Perfect. So, congratulations, you, as far as that test is concerned, are not red-green colorblind. And red-green colorblind is usually the most predominant form of colorblindness, so in terms of testing for other colorblindness, not really necessary. Wonderful. So, now on to the main event of the evening, as it were. We have assessed the kind of general health of your eyes, determined that, the inside of your eyes, the retina, all the various cones, rods, subworkings are all, at least from my perspective, in good working order, and we've also assessed that the muscles surrounding your eyes, as well as the brain functions which drive such muscles, are fully functional as well. Now it is time for the correction. I'll be putting a series of lenses over your eyes, so this will be without your glasses for this project. I'll be putting a series of lenses over the eyes. You're just going to tell me if one is better or worse than another. And for this, I will need, once again, my vision chart. It's a very handy and multi-talented tool. Very useful for this profession. Perfect. So, I will ask you to just be looking right at the first 2 lines, and I'll be putting a series of lenses over, and it'll just be a better 1, better 2 scenario, okay? Alrighty, let's begin, shall we? Better 1 or better 2? Sure, better 1 or better 2? Good. Okay. If you could read the 3rd line for me. You can do it aloud or you can just do it quietly to yourself. Better 1 or better 2? Okay. 1 or 2? 3 or 4? 3 or 4? Good. If you could read the 4th line for me, please. 1 or 2? Okay, so that one's pretty clear. Good. 3 or 4? Okay. One more time. 3 or 4? A little bit better. Good. If you could read the 6th line for me, please. 1 or 2? Good. 3 or 4? Good. And finally, the 8th line for me, please. Better 1 or better 2? Sure. 1 or 2? Good. Okay. Your prescription has not changed that much from last year to this year, but if you would like, the insurance that you're currently covered under will pay for a full new set of glasses and or contacts for you, okay? So you'll notice a slight improvement in terms of reading things that are quite up close and the focus and clarity that you're able to achieve. Or, if you prefer, you don't want to bother with it, the glasses that you currently have are certainly still well within the functioning parameters, okay? So as long as, those are still good for you, they're certainly still good for me. I don't think any excess eye strain or anything like that would be incurred or suffered because that you continue using those as opposed to a slightly better prescription for you. Sure. Absolutely. I have a few samples here in my office that I can show you. Obviously, I'm no optician, so I can't take you through all of the collection that we have of different frames and lens styles, but I can talk you through just a few of the more general styles and perhaps give you a sense of your preferences if you don't have one already, so that when I let you out of my office eventually, you can kind of talk to our opticians and our staff with a little bit better sense of what you prefer, okay? Sure. So, the first style that we have is a plastic frame that can be colored to meet your specifications. We have all different colors, all different styles, but in general they are going to be just about this thickness, and I think this is quite a good color for your eyes, but let's see how they look on you, okay? How do you like those? Okay, not quite your style. That's quite alright. Let's get those off of you, okay? Keep in mind that we do have a variety of styles available, so even if you don't like these ones in particular, there are still many others that we can explore, many other options. Those would be some of the, I don't want to say cheaper, because all of our frames and lenses are extraordinarily high quality, but more affordable options. So a little bit lower on the spectrum of price. Although, of course, since your insurance is paying for everything, you can go kind of hog wild, as they say. And unfortunately, I have picked a glasses case with no glasses in them. Although, this does provide an excellent opportunity. Say that we do provide a free glasses case, and several if you're interested and need one perhaps for a suitcase, perhaps for a bedside table, with every glasses purchase. So I'll just set that one to the side and procure for you an actual set of glasses. I find these quite attractive. They are a little bit on the small side in terms of lenses, but the kind of sheer metal frame with the almost, we call it in the business, the fishing line underside. It's not actually fishing line, but it is a very thin plastic wire. Has always looked very chic, very in vogue to me. You can see on the side all sorts of little engravings or stylistic stripes can be added to the metal frame, but this is a good example of just kind of the more stock standard metal frame. Let's see how these look on you. What do you think of these? Still not quite feeling it. They're a little bit small. That's all right. I have one more option that's kind of the last archetype that we offer, if you will. Plastic frames, they come in a variety of sizes, but if you're not keen on the thickness, then you're probably not going to like, if they're smaller or if they're larger in terms of the lens size, because that thickness is always going to be present. Metal frames, on the other hand, those kind of offer a variety of thicknesses and lens sizes. So let's explore an option that's a little bit more robust, a little bit larger of a lens. I think that would complement kind of your facial structure and especially the cheekbones, okay? Perfect. So this option is, again, that kind of standard metal up top. Actually, this is kind of a metal and plastic blend, so a little bit of a hybrid. Larger lens, as you can see. And I apologize, our test lenses are not treated with any sort of protective chemicals or anything. You might notice a couple of small fractures in the lens. We have not been using these for a terribly long period of time, but just because they're going on a variety of different faces and different widths of faces, and they're adjusted rather continually, the stress that's put on the lenses can result in some minor fractures. Again, that will not be the case for your pair of glasses because they will be fitting one face, and they'll be also treated with a variety of protective and chemicals to ensure that they endure all sorts of wind, rain, weather, etc. So how about these? Yes, I think that those look the best as well for you. Perfect. We have, again, all sorts of colors and options for that, but I'm happy to kind of provide you something that you can focus on. So perhaps when you see those plastic ones, you think, no, those probably aren't for me. You can gravitate more towards these, and our opticians can tailor your experience more specifically to your tastes. Wonderful. As I mentioned, you get a free case, cleaning kit, etc. with any purchase, and since your insurance is paying, all of this is practically on the house. Wonderful. You do have a small copay for the actual optometry exam. I believe it's something between $5 and $10, so not an expensive endeavor at all. And always good, of course, to ensure that your eyes are staying healthy. There are a number of eye diseases, defects, both genetic or related to the environment, that we can experience throughout our lifetimes. Regular optometry appointments are, in my eyes, just as important as a regular physical examination to ensure that, something that we rely so heavily upon in the form of our eyesight and vision stays clear, focused, and we're our most productive. There's nothing worse than not being able to see something, focus on something. It affects our attitude, it affects our productivity, all sorts of, I don't want to use the word bad, but less than ideal circumstances can arise from not having clear vision. So we here at Stone County, we want to make sure that your eyes are in tip-top shape. You've been a wonderful client, and I will give your prescription information to our opticians so that they can fit your glasses and then get you the appropriate lenses, all right? We also, of course, have a variety of lens treatments available, including blue light filters and transitions so that they'll become darker in sunlight and protect your eyes from UV radiation, which, in my eyes at least, is extraordinarily important and definitely worth investing in. Again, because all of this is covered by insurance, not really an investment, but more of a free Sunday, treating yourself to better eye health. Thank you so much for stopping in, and as always, we look forward to seeing you, perhaps not soon, but within about a year, okay? Wonderful. And of course, we'll keep all your information on file so that when you come in next time, we can just do a little bit of a swifter examination. We won't have to test you for colorblindness, for example, and we can get right to the diagnosis and make sure that your lenses are either staying the same prescription or progressing at a rate that we make sure is acceptable. So Wonderful. It was very nice to meet you. Have an excellent rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the joy that comes with being able to see just that little bit clearer, okay? Wonderful. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.